Understanding Mr. Donald Trump. I have been watching White House press conferences, especially from January onwards 2020, and the response strategies with regard to task force on COVID and presidential interventions, policy interventions with regard to American business, stimulus, paycheck protections, using American Defense Production Act to increase the manufacturing of ventilators. The way American president is acting, I have been closely watching all these activities. The way he is interacting with the black leaders, the way he has been interacting with Hispanic leaders, the way he is interacting with the big businessmen, the way he is interacting with the restaurant owners, faith leaders, so on and so forth, and the way he has been interacting with the Mexican wall manufacturer, creators, and the staff, etc. The way he was talking, the kind of steel, magnetic, heat absorbing capabilities, etc. etc. So, after knowing all these things, and the way he has been strategizing American economic interest, creation of employment, uh, breaking the drug cartels, coordinating with Coast Guard patrolling with regard to drug trade coming to America, and then boldly aiming at China and disassociating with the WHO, citing as if it is a stooge of China, and the way he is prioritizing economic interests of America in very clear and unequivocal terms. So I have certain conclusions. If I see what happens, Mr. Trump may not be very good in making personal PRs and all that. Maybe because his likings and dislikings are very strong. Maybe he is sarcastic and very, very vocal and very, very straightforward against his critics, like citing several sarcastic words against fake news, various channels acting against him, or quoting several words against his Democrat rival, and then so many things, and then uh, withdrawing of troops from Germany despite resistance from Germany. So many things are, I mean, there are two aspects of understanding Mr. Donald Trump. Let us not go on his personal behavioral issues. If we see the broad outlook of him with regard to America, there are clear things which we can understand, which Americans will also understand, that he has 3 4 strong visions about America. That America should be prosperous, Americans should be safe, American commitment to liberty, democracy being sacrosanct, America must rise to the occasion with regard to challenges its neighbors are facing or may face, and then talking different stakeholders of American society to unite to make America great again. The way he has spoken with regard to a strong points with regard to law and order, the way he has spoken against the vandalization of the statues of the great American leaders, the way he has said that he is President Law and Order of America and vandals must be taken to the task, and it is the mandated duty of each and every administrative machinery to ensure that law and order is prevalent, vandals cannot be allowed, and the way he has said that enforcement agencies like police etc. cannot be defunded. His critics may be there, and critics are always a welcome in a democratic society. But I can see that lot of criticisms of Mr. Donald Trump are spurring because of the personal grudges or personality issues. Maybe somebody is not able to understand him. Maybe somebody is offended by his behavior. Maybe he has been very harsh on his critics in terms of his speeches, etc. But these are all only superficial issues. As an American, or as a person who understands the American interest better, the geostrategic interest of America, the economic interest of America, when he says that America has been ripped off by several nations and America has been tolerating all these things in the name of friendship, etc. And now he is of the opinion that America has to prioritize American interests first, and there is nothing wrong in that, and to that extent he is right always, that American interests are important, so that every country is to think that its interests are important than others. And the way he has started targeting or banning of Chinese flights to America, and targeting China being a culprit of Wuhan virus, and the way he has started showing the presence of America in South China Sea to inspire confidence among allies of America and other democratic countries. So I find Mr. Trump is taking America to a level where American interests are to be given supremacy over other interests. Number one. Second thing is that he is gradually talking to each and every stakeholder of American society to understand the actionable suggestions and then formulation of policy issues with regard to America. And this person is very vocal when he says that regulations, bureaucratic red tapeism, etc. are harming America. Because when he was taking a meeting of some business leaders, he was holding a meeting with some business, he said that so many regulatory authorities, so many regulations of America are actually strangulating the developmental activities. Like so many highways in America could not be cleared by the environmental authorities for decades. So he is of the opinion that the government should be straightforward, government should be action oriented, outcome oriented, and various red tapeistic and other regulations of the government should minimize, and America should be clearly focused on creation of jobs, capacity building of its army, and protecting its geostrategic interests very clearly. And in that process, if some country is not aligning with the American perspective or context. To that extent, he is very critical about that country. So Germany is one such country which is very, very clear uh, in its reactions, maybe because of the withdrawal of NATO troops from Germany, when President said that Germany is not paying what it is supposed to pay, and it is doing good trade with Russia. When NATO was created, it was a threat of Soviet Union to Europe, and due to that purpose, America started providing army, etc., to Europe, protection to Europe. But now Mr. Trump says that when the threat to Russia or Soviet Union has reduced to negligible level to Europe, so what is the point of keeping huge army in European countries by America spending so much money? So he says that the American army presence in Germany is there. It is to protect Germany from Soviet Union or Russia, but Germany is having a good trade deal with Russia, while America is protecting and spending money against the threat which doesn't exist. So he is withdrawing that army, and it has been quoted by Mr. Pompeo that reduction will be deployed somewhere else, especially in the countries in the South China Sea bordering regions. And now America is of clear mind that American strategic and economic interests are going to be hampered from no one else but China. And South China Sea being a very strategic sea because of lot of resources inside, and China having vulturous eye on it, and so many American allies having stakes in the South China Sea, which China is trying to usurp, to bully these neighboring countries. So America is focusing its attention on South China Sea, and to that extent I find there is a clarity of the view in the mind of Mr. Trump. So Mr. Trump is very clear that China is to be handled. His anti-China policy is clearer. His view on Hong Kong is clearer. His view on human rights violations. Earlier, I can understand in 2019, America was not so scared that China may be benefiting all this. Why America should be involving in the Chinese internal affairs? So to that extent, Hong Kong and Chinese human rights violations on Tibet or in Muslim areas was not so much seriously conceived by Mr. Trump. And Trump was more interested in negotiating the trade deal with China by forcing China to import a lot of agricultural stuff from America, like soya and maize, so that American farmers could benefit out of that. So that was quite possible. Anybody had been in that situation would have been trying to negotiate maximum for the national interest, and a country like China could be a big buyer. So negotiating these things could have been a very commonsensical expectations, and he was doing. But after the COVID spread and the way China tried to hide it from the world till the whole world got infected substantially. First Italy, Europe, then America, Brazil, India, and all the countries of the world. So Mr. Trump understood all these issues of COVID-19, and he was first to restrict flights from China. But since this pandemic could not be understood by anyone, including CIA or other agencies, with regard to its magnitude and its infection, seriousness, etc. So everyone was evolving with this virus. Initially, everybody was taking maybe like other viruses, it could have a local impact and all that. So I can understand even American administration would have not been very serious to advise him properly that this pandemic is going to kill more than lakh of people in USA, and this will bring shutdown to the economies of the world. It will bring lockdowns. It will spoil tourism industry, spoil retail industry, so many things. I mean, nobody could imagine in the wildest moments about the magnitude of this COVID 19 in January, that it is going to engulf the whole world. And so was the America. America also did not think it so seriously, and it is not the responsibility of Mr. President to think all these things. There is a battery of officers, there is a battery of professionals who are supposed to act accordingly. But I cannot blame, because this pandemic was, the way it was allowed to expand, and the way it spread the whole world, and the way WHO and China uh, acted. So it was like a surprise to all, and and in that process, everybody is suffering. So Americans should not think that Trump is casual or lying. I find Trump more macro planned with regard to American issues. He may not be liked by several personal issues, but as an institutional actor, American interests are being seriously defended, protected, and maximized by Mr. Trump. I think when I listen Mr. Biden and his speeches, I do not find that kind of inspiring background and clarity on technical issues and serious issues like China, etc. so much, rather than discussing why president is not wearing the mask, why president is talking this, talking that. I mean, the critics of Mr. Trump are focusing on personal issues, while Trump is focusing on American issues. For him, American economy should not be shut down. For him, American economy should not be locked down. For him, the show must go on. And and everyone now understands that lockdown is not solution. And economies will suffer more because of lockdowns rather than a very safe openings. And since everybody is educated to wear mask, what else you expect from American president? If I'm correct, some police officer in America was telling clearly why I should enforce mask. We are not the mask police. When people are educated, when people know the capability of the virus with regard to respiratory infections from human to human, then American people, being educated, are capable enough to decide what to wear or what to not, rather than given a mandate or a police direction that okay, do this. So rather than going into the personal choices of a president or not, it is better to see what he actually envisages with regard to America. And when I look on these things, I find very credible and very committed answer from the side of Mr. Trump. He is trying to make America a sustainable superpower, because shifting manufacturing hubs, shifting employment opportunities other than America, allowing drug cartels to operate in America, uh, aligning convenient trade and foreign policy to China, towards China to be taken advantage, or acting foreign policy on foreign policy obligation in very unviable economically, and then further his emphasis on various technology items like Huawei 5G connections being a threat to the national interest and raising alarms, and then clarity on South China, and his brief to his foreign secretary Mr. Pompeo, who is very clear about what American foreign policy is going to act if the China misadventures. So all these things, even the visa policy, what he's trying is that let the employment opportunity should go first to Americans, then the migrants. Every country will do like that. Let us not be selfish. Let us think from American perspective. If America thinks manufacture in America, let Americans should get the first opportunity to be employed. Let America should weigh its foreign policy commitment versus its strategic interest versus economic interest. There is nothing wrong in that. If America is clear that it is a China virus, and America can demand an independent inquiry, if America can dare to withdraw from WHO, that is enough clarity to me. So to the best of my understanding, Mr. Trump needs to be fully understood before saying or dismissing summarily about his convictions. So I find him more appropriate for American interests than anybody at this point of time, when the globe is facing all kind of dangers, and one country with authoritarian ambitions, expansionist ambitions, is trying to threaten the whole world because of several big factors on its side, like being manufacturing hub, being militarily powerful. Only a strong America can help the world in this process. And Mr. Trump is a very strong leader I could visualize. And I personally think that Americans should not go on trivial things as exposed by several media houses who may or may not be on the payroll of CCP. But what I could visualize, the way I am watching various conferences, media conferences of White House, the way I am watching his activities, his activism, his America-centric, Pax Americana kind of vision, I am fully convinced that this person deserves to be given a tenure so that he can actualize, translate his vision into action and make America great again. God bless America, God bless world, God bless all democracies of the world, God bless India. Thank you very much.